The wine glass trembles in her hand. Dr. Elena Vasquez watches the amber liquid catch the lamplight in her office, and she knows she shouldn't have invited him to stay after the lecture. Shouldn't be looking at Marcus Chen like he's still the brilliant graduate student who used to linger after her seminars 15 years ago. But he's not that student anymore. The man sitting across from her mahogany desk has filled out in all the right places. His shoulders strain against the tailored navy suit, and those dark eyes carry the weight of boardrooms and billion-dollar decisions. Success has carved sharp lines around his mouth, added silver to his temples. "You haven't changed," he says, voice deeper now, rougher, still trying to save the world one brilliant mind at a time. Elena laughs, low and rich. "The Marcus Chen Foundation. Very impressive. You researched me. It's not a question." "Of course I did. You were my student. I'm invested in your success." The word hangs between them like a confession. Marcus shifts forward, and suddenly the spacious office feels intimate. The familiar scent of his cologne mingles with leather books and faint jasmine from her diffuser. "Invested," he repeats. "Is that what we're calling it?" Elena's pulse quickens. "What would you call it?" "Dangerous." The single word lands like a match struck in gasoline. Elena stands and moves to the window. Campus spread below in twilight gold. "You always did like risks," she says. "Remember your thesis defense? You taught me to question everything." His voice is closer now. She feels him behind her, close enough to catch his heat, even the things I shouldn't. Such as why I really came back here tonight. Elena's breath catches in the window's reflection. She watches him move closer, not touching, but close enough to see the conflict in his eyes. The want, Marcus, his name is a whisper, a warning. "I know this is impossible. I'm married. You're you. I have obligations, a reputation." Stop. Elena's fingers find his wrist, and the contact is electric. "Stop thinking so much. That's what got me in trouble the first time." "What trouble?" Marcus's eyes darken. "Falling for my professor." The confession hangs like smoke. Elena feels the ground shift beneath her feet. "You never said anything," she breathes. "What could I say?" "You were untouchable." His thumb traces the air just above her cheek. "But when I got the invitation to speak here, you came back for me. I came back for closure." His smile is rueful. "How's that working out?" "Terribly." The word breaks something in both of them. Marcus steps closer, his body now a whisper away from hers. "Elena." Her name on his lips is reverent, desperate. "What are we doing?" Before she can answer, footsteps echo in the hallway. They spring apart like teenagers caught in the dark. "I should go," Marcus says, but doesn't move. "Yes," Elena agrees. "You should." Neither moves. The footsteps fade. Silence stretches taut as wire. "Tomorrow," Marcus says finally. "There's a reception. Will you be there?" Elena nods. "Good." He reaches for his jacket. "Because this conversation isn't over." At the door, he turns. "It never was over, was it?" "No," Elena whispers. "It never was." Elena stares at her reflection and wonders if guilt shows in the flush of her cheeks. She's chosen the emerald silk blouse because he once said green was her color. The memory surfaces. A late study session. Him looking up to tell her she looked beautiful in that emerald scarf. The lecture hall buzzes when she enters, but her gaze finds him immediately. Third row, center, charcoal suit instead of navy, making his eyes look like storm clouds. He's watching her with that remembered intensity, but there's something new, knowledge, intent. The predatory patience of a man who's learned to get what he wants, global economic interdependence. She begins, voice steady despite her racing pulse. "Is both our greatest strength and our most vulnerable weakness." Her eyes find his. He smiles. When she opens for questions, his hand rises first. "Dr. Vasquez," he says, her name like a caress. "You've argued that emotional intelligence is crucial in negotiations. But what happens when emotional involvement clouds judgment?" The challenge hangs in the air. Elena feels every eye on her, but sees only his. That's the fundamental tension. She replies carefully. "Emotion can be a powerful tool, but it can also lead to complications. And if those complications threaten everything you've built, then you have to decide what's worth the risk." Their eyes hold too long. Marcus nods, satisfied. After the lecture, he finds her in the crowd. Brilliant as always. You had an ulterior motive for that question. Several. His smile is wicked. Walk with me. They drift toward the old library. Conversation light for colleagues' benefit. But Elena is hyper-aware of every brush of his fingers, every moment his body blocks out the world. Coffee, she offers at her office. I still have that Italian machine you coveted. Some things are too good to replace. The double meaning settles between them as they climb stairs. When Marcus closes the door, the atmosphere shifts. God, I love this room, he says, examining her bookshelves. Elena busies herself with coffee, milk, sugar, black, like I used to take it. You remember everything about those days. His voice is closer. She turns to find him leaning against her desk. Do you? What specifically? The way you'd pace when working through arguments. That little HMM when you're thinking. How you'd twist your hair during office hours, as if summoned. Elena's hand moves toward her hair. Marcus catches her wrist gently. Like that, he says softly. The coffee cup trembles. Marcus takes it from her, sets it aside, but doesn't release her wrist. We shouldn't, she whispers. Shouldn't what? Touch. His thumb traces her inner wrist. Remember, any of it. But we are. His other hand cups her face. We're doing all of it. Elena's eyes flutter closed. This is insane. You have a wife, built on a foundation I laid here. With you. He steps closer. You changed me. Everything I've accomplished traces back to those afternoons when you'd challenge everything I knew. Marcus, I need to know if you feel it too. This thing that never went away. Elena's hands find his chest, feeling his heartbeat. What are you asking? Have dinner with me tonight. Somewhere private. That's not talking you're asking for. Then what am I asking for? The question hangs, loaded with possibility. Elena feels balanced on a knife's edge. I don't know. She whispers, but I'm terrified to find out. So am I. But I'm more terrified of leaving without knowing. Elena's phone buzzes. Reality crashes. Back the reception, obligations, her careful life. The reception, she says, stepping back, skip it. I can't. Then after. The Riverside Inn, room for 112, 8 o'clock. The specificity should scandalize her. Instead, heat spirals through her body. That's presumptuous. Marcus moves toward the door. That's hopeful. There's a difference. At the threshold, he turns. 15 years ago, you told me to question everything. I'm finally questioning the biggest mistake I ever made, which was letting you go without a fight. Elena changes dresses 3 times before settling on deep burgundy silk that makes her feel powerful. Desirable. The Riverside Inn is all stone and ivy. The elevator to the 4th floor feels eternal. Marcus opens the door before she knocks. You came. I almost didn't. She steps inside, hyper-aware of the king bed dominating the elegant space. He's changed to expensive suit replaced by dark jeans and white button-down, sleeves rolled up. It's devastatingly casual. Wine. He gestures to pin it nor breathing by the window. Dutch courage. Something like that. Their fingers brush exchanging glasses. Electric. You're nervous. He observes, terrified. There's a difference. Marcus moves to the window. My grandmother used to say the scariest decisions are usually the most important ones. Smart woman. She also said regret tastes more bitter than fear. He turns. Evening light turning his eyes gold. I've been tasting a lot of regret lately. Elena sets down her wine with shaking hands. What are we doing here? Being honest. Finally, he moves closer. Do you want to know what I've been thinking about for 15 years? I'm not sure I'm brave enough. Every negotiation, I think about how you taught me to read people. Every presentation uses techniques you showed me. Every problem, I ask what Dr. Vasquez would do. Elena's heart pounds. That's not what you were thinking last night. Marcus laughs, rough. Last night I was thinking about how your skin used to flush when you got excited about ideas. How you'd bite your lip concentrating. The way you'd look at me sometimes. Like you were seeing something that surprised you. I was. The confession slips out. What were you seeing? Elena turns away, but Marcus catches her hand. Tell me. A man who could break my heart. A brilliant, gorgeous man who made me forget every rule I'd set for myself. Marcus's thumb traces her palm. What rules? Never get involved with students. Never risk my career for romance. Never want something I can't have. And now Elena looks up, seeing her want reflected in his eyes. Now I'm in a hotel room with my former student, and I don't care about any of those rules. Marcus lifts their joined hands, presses a soft kiss to her knuckles. Elena, I need you to know something. What? This isn't just about the past. It's about the woman you are now. Brilliant, accomplished, more beautiful than you have any right to be. His free hand cups her cheek. It's about how you make me feel like the best version of myself. Elena leans into his touch. And your wife? Marcus's expression tightens. Sarah and I have been strangers for years. Parallel lives that rarely intersect. Amicable, but not love. That doesn't make this right. No, but it makes it honest. Elena searches his eyes for deception, finding only earnest want. I'm scared, she whispers. Of what? Of how much I want this, you. How much I've always wanted this. Marcus steps closer. Then stop being scared. His hands frame her face, thumbs tracing cheekbones with reverent care. Elena's eyes flutter closed as he leans down. Elena. Her name is a question that she answers by rising to meet him. The kiss is soft at first, tentative. Then Elena's hands fist in his shirt. Marcus makes a sound low in his throat. And suddenly it's all heat and hunger and desperate need. When they break apart, both breathing hard, Elena's lipstick is gone and Marcus's hair is mussed. God, Marcus breathes against her forehead. I've wanted to do that since you were explaining game theory in that green dress. What green dress? Faculty mixer, your second year. You were talking NATO expansion, and all I could think about was kissing the words right out of your mouth. Elena laughs. Breathless, I wore that dress because I thought you might be there. You did. 20 minutes in my closet trying to find something that would make you look at me like you're looking at me right now. Marcus's smile is dangerous. How am I looking at you? Like you want to devour me? I do. His hands slide to her waist. I want to make up for 15 years of not touching you, not showing you how beautiful you are. The raw honesty sends heat spiraling through her. She's attracted to his brilliant mind. But this barely leashed desire is intoxicating. Marcus, she breathes, and he captures the sound with another kiss. When they break apart, foreheads touching, both breathing hard. I should go, Elena whispers, but doesn't move. What if we don't pretend this never happened? What are you saying? I'm saying I've spent 15 years building a life that looks perfect and never been more miserable. 5 minutes with you makes me feel more alive than 5 years of board meetings. His thumb traces her lip. Maybe it's time I stopped living the life I thought I should want and started fighting for what I actually want. And what's that? One with you in it. The confession hangs like a lifeline and noose. Elena stands at a cliff's edge. Before she can respond, Marcus's phone buzzes. The sound cuts through intimacy like a knife. Marcus glances at it, expression darkening. Sarah. Reality crashes back. Elena steps away, spell broken. You should answer it. Elena, answer it. Marcus, he takes the call. Elena hears fragments dinner. Plans, schedules, casual intimacy of longtime partners. When he hangs up, silence stretches like an ocean. I should go, Elena says, meaning it now. Don't. That doesn't change anything. It changes everything. Elena reaches for her purse. I can't be someone's secret. Then don't be. Marcus blocks her path. Give me time to fix this, to end things properly. How much time? A few months. However long it takes, months. Elena laughs without humor. I'm supposed to wait around hoping you'll choose me. It's not hope. Marcus cups her face. Elena, I love you. I've loved you for 15 years. The words hit like a physical blow. Love, the thing she's dreamed of hearing, wrapped in impossible complications. I love you too, she whispers, watching his expression transform. But love isn't enough, Marcus. Not like this. She moves toward the door. Marcus catches her hand. Wait. There has to be a way. Elena pulls free gently. There's a way. You know what it is. The question is whether you're brave enough to take it. At the door, she turns back, memorizing him disheveled and desperate and beautiful. What if I am? What if I choose you? Then find me when you have, she says. Because I won't be anyone's maybe, Marcus. Not even yours. The text comes at 3:47 a.m. I can't stop thinking about you. Elena stares at her phone in darkness. Heart racing. She shouldn't respond. Instead, you shouldn't be texting me. I know. I can't help myself. How was the dinner? Torture. Smiled for 3 hours thinking about kissing you. Marcus, meet me. My office. I'm driving down tomorrow. That's insane. Your office isn't private. After hours. Building will be empty. Please, Elena. I need to see you. This is dangerous. Everything about you is dangerous. I don't care anymore. Elena sets the phone aside, but sleep becomes impossible. By morning, she's made her decision. The Chen Foundation occupies 3 floors of a gleaming high-rise. Elena gives her name to security, half hoping they'll turn her away. Instead, she's directed to the 32nd floor. Marcus is waiting when the elevator opens. Gone is the composed businessman. This Marcus looks sleepless, shirt sleeves rolled up, tie loosened, hair disheveled. You came. I shouldn't have. But you did. He steps closer. Come on. They walk through empty cubicles and dark conference rooms. The foundation after hours feels like a cathedral. Marcus's corner office overlooks the harbor, decorated in leather and dark wood. But Elena's attention catches on the bookshelf filled with texts from her courses. You kept them, she says. All of them. Marcus closes the door. I used to tell people they were for reference, but that's not why. No. He moves behind her, close enough she feels his heat. I kept them because they reminded me of you, of who I used to be in your classroom. Elena turns, bringing them face to face. And who was that? Someone who believed in changing the world through ideas instead of money. Someone who thought intellectual connection was the most intimate thing possible. His hand traces her cheek. Someone desperately in love with his professor. You never said anything. What could I say? You were untouchable. His thumb hovers above her cheek. But when I got the invitation, saw your name, you came back. For me, I came back for closure. His smile is rueful. How's that working out? Terribly. I've made my decision, he says quietly. About Sarah. About everything. Elena's heart stops. What decision? I'm leaving her. Already talked to my lawyer about separation. The words hit like a physical blow. What? When? This morning. After I sent that text and realized I'd rather burn my whole life down than spend another day without you. Elena stares, searching for regret, finding only determination and relief. You can't. Your foundation, your reputation, will survive. I'm not abandoning my work, Elena. I'm finally admitting success means nothing if I'm miserable. His hands frame her face. I want to build something real with you, not stolen moments. I want to wake up next to you and fight about politics over breakfast, and watch you tear apart unprepared graduate students. Elena laughs despite tears threatening. That's very specific. I've had 15 years to perfect it. His thumb traces her lip. Elena, I know this is messy and complicated, but I've never felt about anyone the way I feel about you. What about Sarah? She deserves someone who loves her the way she deserves. I'm not that person. Haven't been for years. His expression is pained but resolute. We've both known this marriage was over. Elena searches his eyes for calculation, finding only raw honesty. What are you asking? I'm asking you to take a chance on us. Let me prove what we have is worth fighting for. His forehead rests against hers. I'm asking you to love me back. I already do. I've tried not to, but I do. The confession breaks something in both of them. Marcus captures her mouth, and this kiss tastes like promises and future, and finally, giving in. Elena's hands fist in his shirt, pulling him closer. She's wanted this, not just physical connection, but emotional intimacy. The rightness of being exactly where she belongs. Elena, Marcus murmurs against her lips. I love you. I love your brilliant mind and terrible coffee, and that little line between your eyebrows. When you're thinking, I love you too. I love how you remember everything I taught you and use it to make the world better. How you look at me like I'm the most fascinating thing you've ever encountered. Marcus's hands slide down to her waist, lifting her onto his desk. Papers scatter. A pen rolls to the floor, but neither cares. Elena's legs part instinctively. Marcus steps between them, bringing them impossibly closer. Do you know what I thought about during that dinner? His lips trail down her throat. Elena's head falls back. What? How you taste? How you feelin'? My arms. How badly I wanted to leave and find you. His teeth graze her pulse point. I kept thinking about that hotel room, about how we didn't finish what we started. Elena's hands find his shirt buttons, working them open. And what did we start? Something 15 years in the making. Something I should have finished the moment I graduated. Why didn't you? Marcus pulls back to meet her eyes, vulnerability raw in his expression. Because I was a coward. Because I thought I had to follow the expected path, marry the appropriate woman. And now I know the only life worth living is where I get to love you openly. Completely. His hands frame her face again. No more hiding. Just us. Elena searches his eyes, finding only truth, only love. Then love me, she whispers. Show me. Marcus's response is somewhere between growl and prayer. His mouth finds hers. And this time, there's no hesitation. This is 15 years of want finally. Given permission to burn. Elena loses herself in sensation his taste. His hands mapping her body like he's memorizing every curve. The way he whispers her name like it's sacred. I love you. Marcus murmurs against her throat, words promise and prayer and brand. I love you, and I'm never letting you go again. Outside the windows, Boston sparkles in darkness. But Elena sees none of it. Her universe has narrowed to the man in her arms. To love finally set free. When Marcus's phone buzzes beside them, they freeze. Reality intruding. Marcus glances at the screen. Sarah. Elena starts to pull away. But Marcus holds her fast. No more running. No more hiding. He reaches for the phone, never taking his eyes off Elena. This ends tonight. He answers, and Elena hears his wife's voice through the speaker. Miss Dinner, worried. When is he coming home? Actually, Sarah, Marcus says, voice steady and sure, we need to talk. 6 months later, Elena wakes to sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows and coffee brewing nearby. This isn't her faculty housing bedroom. This is all clean lines and modern elegance. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Boston Harbor. Marcus's room. They're home now, though Elena still can't believe it's real. Good morning, beautiful. Marcus appears in the doorway holding 2 mugs, wearing only pajama pants that hang low on his hips. 6 months of rebuilding his life has been good to him. Stress. Lines replaced by laugh lines that appear whenever he looks at her. You're up early, Elena says. Accepting coffee gratefully. Conference call with Jakarta. Marcus slides into bed beside her, and Elena curls into his warmth. But not for another hour. Whatever shall we do with a whole hour? Marcus's laugh rumbles through his chest. I have a few ideas. Living together for 2 months hasn't been seamless, different schedules, different habits, but they're learning, compromising, building something real. I have news, Marcus says, setting down his coffee to pull Elena closer. Good or bad? Great news. His smile is particularly pleased. The university approved your request. Elena sits up, suddenly awake. What request? The joint appointment. You'll split time between teaching and consulting for the foundation. Best of both worlds. Elena stares. Marcus, I never submitted that request. I know. I did. With your CV and a proposal for integrating academic research with practical policy. Marcus captures her hands, nervous despite his confidence. I hope you're not angry. I thought. Elena silences him with a kiss that tastes like coffee in morning. And the rest of their lives. You thought right, she says against his lips. Though you could have warned me. I wanted it to be a surprise. Plus, I was afraid you might talk yourself out of it. Elena studies his face. Why? Because you're brilliant and independent, and sometimes think you have to choose between love and career. I wanted to show you that with us, you get both. The words hit Elena square in the chest. This man, who spent 6 months dismantling his old life to build a new one with her, still worries she might not choose him. Marcus Chen, she says solemnly. You magnificent, ridiculous man. Is that a yes? That's a yes to everything. The job, the life, the future, all of it. Elena kisses him deeper. Though I have one condition. Marcus raises an eyebrow. Name it. No more surprises. We make decisions together, equal partners in everything. Deal. Marcus's hands slide into her hair, focus shifting to something more immediate. Should we seal it with a handshake. I had something else in mind. What follows is slow and sweet, completely different from desperate hotel encounters. This is making love with time and privacy, and the knowledge they have forever. Afterward, they lie tangled, as morning sun paints ceiling patterns. Elena traces lazy circles on Marcus's chest, marveling at how natural this feels. Do you ever regret it? She asks quietly. Leaving your old life? Marcus is quiet so long Elena worries. Then his arms tighten. Never, he says firmly. The divorce was hard, media attention brutal for a while. But regret, never. He tilts her chin up. Elena, I spent 15 years living someone else's idea of success. Now I get to live my own. And what does that look like? Marcus's smile is soft, private. Waking up next to the woman I love. Building a foundation that actually changes lives. Fighting with you about foreign policy over dinner and making up afterward. Elena laughs. We don't fight about foreign policy. Give it time. I'm developing controversial NATO opinions just to see that face you make when you're passionate. What face? This face. Marcus traces her cheekbone, jawline, mapping memorized features. The face that made me fall in love with you in the first place. Elena catches his hand, presses a kiss to his palm. I love you too, more than I thought possible, even when I reorganize your bookshelves, even then. Though if you touch my research materials again, I might hurt you. Marcus laughs. Pure joy. Noted. Your chaos, my order. We'll find balance. We already have. Elena says, realizing it's true. They have found balance in this bed, this life. The space between who they used to be and who they're becoming together. Marcus's phone buzzes, reminder of Jakarta, of the world demanding attention. But Elena ignores it. Let the world wait. Right now, there's only this. Marcus's arms around her. Sunlight painting their skin gold, and absolute certainty she's exactly where she belongs. I love you, Professor, Marcus murmurs against her hair. I love you too, my brilliant student. Former student, Marcus corrects with a grin. Current partner, future husband. The question slips out naturally, taking a moment to register. Elena pulls back, seeing hope and vulnerability in his dark eyes. Is that a proposal, Mr. Chan? It's a possibility, Dr. Vasquez, if you're interested in making this permanent. Elena pretends to consider, though her heart already sings yes. I might be persuaded, though I should warn you I come with tenure requirements and demanding schedules. I come with a foundation to run and tendency to work too late. Sounds like we're perfectly matched for disaster. Marcus's smile is radiant. Or perfectly matched for everything. Elena leans down to kiss him, sealing promise and possibility, and absolute certainty that sometimes the most dangerous decisions are also the most necessary. Outside, Boston wakes to another day. Inside, to people who found their way back to each other after 15 years begin planning the rest of their lives. And if that's not a happy ending worth fighting for, Elena thinks as Marcus's arms tighten around her, then she doesn't know what is.